This is One Killer Question.
Digging into all the questions you need answered.
But only actually addressing one.
You're welcome.
Hey, and welcome to One Killer Question. I'm Allie Stroker. Mabel, Oliver, Charles, what do they all have in common? Poor relationship decisions. Wouldn't you agree, Chris Redd and Melissa Rivers? Thank you so much for being here.
Thrilled to be here.
Thank you for having me.
So, we've all had some bad relationship experiences.
Define some. Because I fall into perhaps of many. That's the category I live in.
Yeah, I live in a category called, I broke up with you, but you're standing next to my bed when I wake up drunk.
Oh.
And I smelled you before I saw you.
That's not good.
Nah, it wasn't good. I survived, though. You know what I'm saying? She's doing, I don't keep up with her.
You know, listen, we've all had those moments. What do you think about Charles pursuing a relationship with Jan, who's in prison?
I think it's kind of like the best of both worlds. Like, you don't have to worry where the other person is because they're incarcerated. So, you know, I'm seeing that as a relationship plus.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to worry.
Yeah, I've known so many cousins who have dated people in jail. And they're like, they're strong and they'll kill for me. But I've never seen somebody date somebody that will kill you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's that's a twist on it. I just like to turn their heads on dating from prison. You know what I mean?
But wait, you've clearly never been married.
Nope.
You could easily try and kill somebody, perhaps accidentally.
Oh yeah. Yes, I haven't been married, but my parents have been together for over 40 years, and so there was a point where they didn't even talk to each other directly, only through us, and we don't live with them. So I can only imagine how dark it gets at times.
Oh, you have no idea.
Yeah.
She tried to kill him.
I mean, New York tries to kill me every day. I still love this city. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. Yes. I mean, do you feel like maybe Charles is just terrified of being alone?
Absolutely.
Yes, 100%.
And Jan is sort of safe, but not.
She's safely locked away.
Exactly. I think things will change if she actually gets paroled.
Yeah.
Right. I think he would then really have to take a deep emotional dive to deal with his demon.
And to her point, like, they only have to talk 10 minutes a day. So that's like super tight.
By the way, you might consider this. No one's gonna bother you when you're on the road.
Yeah, but I think I'm missing a main part of a relationship I like, sex.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris, which character has the worst relationship?
Well, I think Oliver has it pretty tough because he has 3 different relationships in one. He has the Teddy of it all, and his late wife, and then he has his son who might not, you know. So then it's like, what do? Do you keep letting him just walk in the house and come over, or you just like go upstairs where your daddy is?
Oh no, you can't do that.
I know that, but what if he did? You know what I mean? And then he has his own ego, his relationship with his own ego, and how that would bruise his ego and who he is. So I think that's pretty tough to figure out.
Absolutely. Like, are you aware of it and just not paying attention?
It was crazy because you find out he has this superpower to read people.
Yeah.
But he's not reading the biggest story in his life. You know what I mean?
Or is he so aware of himself and his sort of performance and all these things that he doesn't notice?
Yeah.
Right. It's hard to tell, but your heart kind of breaks for him
Yeah.
as he finds this out.
And I mean, all 3 of them are attracted to liars. And specifically with Mabel, I mean, I love this new relationship because it's like unexpected, but it's Alice. And Alice has demons.
And compared to Mabel,
Right.
she's light and, you know, well balanced.
Exactly.
So I think that's part of it too. But ooh, I don't. Something about Alice is creepy.
I know, and like Mabel's reserved a little bit, and Alice is a little bit artistically reserved, and so maybe they see eye to eye in that way.
Yeah.
But you can just tell Alice is lying, bruh, like about something.
Do you think Mabel wants to be like Alice?
Ooh,
Oh, that's
ooh,
maybe
that's deep.
Maybe so. Can Mabel draw?
Yes,
Yeah,
Mabel
she's
can
a painter.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she's a painter.
See, yes, we putting it all together.
I get this sense from Mabel that she is trying to escape her reality,
Right.
her past, and she wants something new. And Alice is something that feels familiar but different. She has this whole crowd downtown. She's part of an artist collective.
Alice doesn't judge her. With the first video that she sends to her, she's like, she knows everything that Mabel's going through, but she's not like judgmental about it. She's like, yeah, you know, it happens. You wanna come to this event? And that's like, I think that's what attracts Mabel initially to her.
But I also think Mabel wants to be a part of that cool crowd. I mean, you even just look at the difference in how she dresses
Yes.
to go to the party.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you see her as like beautiful and sexy and trying, where normally we see her just being normal Mabel.
Totally.
So it's almost like getting a chance for her to try on a new skin.
yeah.
That's interesting you say that, 'cause I think both Oliver and Mabel are going through a similar levels of blindness to people. Because like he was blind to them sleeping together, and Mabel was blind to this woman obviously being somebody who's in it for another alternative reason, but she couldn't see it because she was just so excited about having somebody to connect with. I just found that.
Do you think that Mabel has some intentions with Alice that are not like truthful? I mean, Mabel for me, like I see one thing, but sometimes her actions, I'm like, who is that girl?
Well, I think we're all questioning, and have been for a long time, exactly who is Mabel. I find her sort of strangely naive and innocent, even though clearly she's been through so much and has such walls. So the fact that she lets Alice in and starts to, it's kind of like you just feel like this isn't gonna end well.
Yeah.
I see Mabel as more calculated than that, and constantly having to walk a line with her darkness a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because she's constantly, she's just the realist of of most situations, and like way smarter than the dudes most of the time.
Which isn't that tough.
Not truly.
super
No. You got an egomaniac and a guy just trying to get by.
Really, it's not hard to lap those two.
Out of these three relationships that these characters are in, which is the most dangerous?
Physically or emotionally?
Both.
I think Alice and Mabel. Because I think Alice could do real emotional damage.
Right.
So that's emotionally.
I think emotionally, yes.
Yeah.
Physically, what do you think?
Jan could escape and kill
Yeah.
Charles in a heartbeat.
It wouldn't even be hard. It would
I
not
had
be
that
difficult.
thought, too.
She would knock on the door, he'd open it, and I'd do that.
Yeah,
Right.
and then he'd be like twirling a cord, and she'd be twirling one around his neck.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the
That
most
was
adorable
hilarious.
moment I've ever seen in my life. I mean,